painting sunflowers on a glass oil bottle, easy glass, painting tutorial. Let's make something beautiful today. I found this old oil bottle a little while ago, and I just couldn't throw it away. There was something about it, so why not give it a second life? Let's see what we can turn it into. I'm just tracing the shape with a permanent marker. And don't worry if it looks a little messy. This is only our guide. I think I'll go with a glossy black outline today. It's one of my favorite ways to make the color stand out. So, let's trace everything nice and slowly. Let's start with 2 simple circles for the centers of our sunflowers. I'm not using a printed template for this part. I already have a picture in my mind. And today, I'm just gonna trust it. They don't have to be perfect. Actually, it's better if they aren't. Now, just let the petals grow around them. Nice and easy. I want each sunflower to have its own personality. The one down here will have wider, softer petals, while the one at the top can be a little more playful, with thinner petals that gently curl and twist. And of course, let's add a few leaves to bring everything together. We've still got a little empty space here. So, let's fill it with a simple mosaic pattern. Just different little shapes, different sizes. I think it'll bring the whole design together. All right, while our outline is drying, I've got something I really want to try. These are brand new stained glass paints. And honestly, I've never used them before. They say they're made for glass, but well, there's only one way to find out. So let's give these paints a few minutes to dry. And then we'll see just how glossy and beautiful they become. Well, I've got some bad news. Yeah, these paints are they're not transparent. They're completely opaque. They're matte instead of glossy. Back in the box you go. Nice try, but not today. Let's go back to a couple of old friends instead. I know I can trust these. Let's give them the same little test on our oil bottle and see how they compare. Now, this is what I've been waiting for. Just look at those colors. Look how beautifully they flow, how they melt into each other, how they almost seem to have a conversation of their own. This is exactly why I keep coming back to these paints. Every single color seems to know how to work with the others. They don't fight each other, they dance together. Every little section turns into something unique, and you never get exactly the same blend twice. That's the magic I absolutely love about glass painting. I'll try to show you as many of those little moments as I can, because they're honestly my favorite part of the whole process. All right, let's start with the centers of our sunflowers. I'm using yellow and brown, and I'm putting both colors straight onto the glass. Now comes my favorite part. Try not to mix them too much, just let them find each other. Let the brown slowly melt into the yellow and do what it wants to do. Now, for the petals, I'll add yellow to the tips and a little orange near the center. Then, very gently, I'll blend them just enough to keep those beautiful little streaks of color. I've also got some clear paint on my palette. I'll use it to soften the yellow here and there, so we can create little highlights in places where the light can shine through. And don't forget, this bottle will be filled with oil in the end, so everything will naturally become just a little warmer. Oh, and if you accidentally drip a little paint somewhere, don't worry about it. It happens. We'll just let those little drops dry for a bit, and then we'll decide what to do with them. Maybe we'll hide them with another color. Or maybe we'll simply lift them off the glass once they're dry. No big deal. For the leaves, I'm going with a mix of yellow and green. Some of the little veins will stay yellow, and in other places, I'll just let two different greens blend together and do their thing. Oh, looks like I missed a little bit of the outline on this leaf. No worries. We'll fix that a little later. For now, let's just let the paint dry. Now it's time to fill the background with our mosaic pattern. I'm going with a deep blue, a rich red, and a light blue. I think those colors will really make the sunflowers stand out. This time, though, I'm doing things a little differently. Instead of taking the paint straight to the glass, I'm picking up small amounts with a wooden skewer, placing them on my palette first, and then working from there. we need to be a little more careful here. If the mosaic colors accidentally blend into the sunflowers, cleaning that up later would be, well, not much fun. All right, the red goes in first, and now let's add the blue. Okay, here's something interesting. I may have forgotten one tiny detail. This is a bottle, not a flat piece of glass, so the paint has decided it has plans of its own. See how the red is slowly sneaking into the yellow, especially right over here. No worries, though. While it's still wet, just grab a small dry brush. I'd recommend a flat one, and gently lift the red paint away. You know what? I think one blue just isn't enough. I'm adding my favorite turquoise. Along with a lighter blue, these two colors get along so beautifully. They blend into each other so naturally, and they make the mosaic feel much more alive. Let me put on my macro lens because I really want you to see what's happening up close. Before I had this little lens, I always had to bring the camera almost right up against the glass. It blocked the light, cast shadows everywhere, and I barely had any room to work. But now, look at this. The camera can stay much farther away, and we're still getting all this incredible detail. Just look at those tiny color blends, the little bubbles, all those textures. Nothing's perfectly smooth. And honestly, I wouldn't want it to be. I think those little imperfections are part of what makes handmade art feel, well, handmade. And I love that. Oh, look at that. It's already coming together so nicely. Honestly, I could probably stop right here. It already feels finished in its own way, but I kind of want to play with it just a little more. I think I'm missing a bit more orange near the base of the petals. The first layer is already dry, so all those beautiful color blends will stay exactly where they are. But I want to add a few more warm orange touches on top. Just little flashes of color here and there to give the petals a bit more depth and warmth. I've got an idea for the centers. I want to add a little shimmering pattern, almost like tiny sunflower seeds catching the light. Now, I've got 3 beautiful metallic outliners here, copper, antique copper, and old gold. At first, I was leaning toward the old gold, but the more I look at the painting, the more I think the copper is calling my name. I think it'll frame the center beautifully and bring out all those warm colors. Yeah, let's go with the copper. Actually, before we make that little pattern, let's slow down for a second. We'll start with just one direction of lines. Nice and easy. If we try to make the whole grid right away, we'll just end up dragging the paint through itself, and it'll turn into a complete mess. So, let's give these lines about 20 or 30 minutes to dry first. Then we can come back and add the second layer across the top, and everything will stay nice and crisp. Oh, wait a second. I just looked over at my silver outliner. Looking at this piece, I'm starting to feel like the black outline is just a little too strong. I kind of want to soften it. So, let's try something. I've got the silver outliner from that new set, and I've never used it before. Why not give it a chance? Wow, this is so much better than I expected. I think this is actually a 3D outliner. It holds its shape so beautifully, and that soft silver finish is absolutely gorgeous. It has this really elegant look that I wasn't expecting at all. I start with a tiny little dot, then I lift the tip completely off the glass, and I actually draw the line through the air first. Then I just let it gently fall right back onto the glass. Look how smooth that is. It almost feels like I'm laying down a tiny silver thread instead of drawing a line. Wow. It stretches so beautifully and gives me so much control. I think this might be my new favorite way to work. Now I'm really curious to try that in one of my next projects. Before we call it finished, just look at this. I absolutely love how it catches the light from the front. All those glossy colors, all those reflections. It's honestly even prettier than I imagined. Take a look at the back too. I really like that it works from both sides. Oh, we completely forgot about the little grid. Let's finish it off. We'll just add the second set of lines. Thanks for spending this creative afternoon with me. I'll see you in the next glass story.